All right, today's conversation is Centenary's Art Stroll. Centenary College has been around for 200 years this year. This is their bicentennial year. So they're hosting this event as part of their bicentennial. Um, they want to show off all the arts, and they have theater, they have music, they have a music school, they have theater, they have opera, they have visual arts, they have you know different writing and publications. There's a lot to be had. It's worth a see. You'll get to hear more about that in the conversation I had with Cory Wikan, who is the dean of Hurley School of Music. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and I'll bring you over to that video. Um, there might be a short commercial break in the video, and then we will move on from. We'll continue the video for there, so just bear with me when we have that. All right, guys. Enjoy. Hello, I'm Brittney Hazelton, and this is ArkLaTex Artistry, where we explore the arts in our area. Today's guest is here to talk about an art event happening at Centenary College, starting on Meadows Museum of Art, I believe, and going over the campus. Um, Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Cory Wikan. I'm a professor, an associate professor of music and the dean of the School of Music here at Centenary College.
All right, so first off, I didn't know that I didn't know too much about Centenary College's arts. I know that they had the museum, but I didn't know they had music school as
Yeah,
well. Oh, that's awesome. So so there, this new event that's coming up is part of Centenary celebrating its bicentennial this year, right? And
that's right. That's right. So we do have a good number of arts here at Centenary College. Music is one of those, but we also have, as you've noted, the Meadows Museum of Art, which showcases its own exhibits as well as student art. So that will be part of the Art Stroll, is what we are calling it. It's the first time we're doing it as part of the bicentennial. Who knows? Maybe it'll evolve into a yearly annual event. But fundamentally, I was asked by the president to serve on a committee, especially given my role as the dean of the School of Music, a committee that would celebrate in its 200th year all of the arts at Centenary College. And so we sat down and dreamed a few things and decided the best bang for the buck would be to see if we could showcase all of the arts at Centenary
nice.
in a single evening. And we, of course, in the Shreveport area know of the Great Art Walk, which happens.
Hmm.
So we didn't want to confuse folks with that title. So
Yeah.
Art Stroll is really what it is. We will feature. It starts at 5:30. The Meadows Museum on campus, there on the corner of Centenary Boulevard and East Kings, will open at 5:30, and you can stroll through and take a look at what we have put up as our timeline from
Nice.
1825 to today. So there are a variety of artifacts to view there. But we will also have senior student art up as part
Nice.
of their senior exhibit, so folks can kind of walk around and check that out. And then, really, what we hope is it's kind of a stroll in the evening across campus. So we'll move to the center of campus to the amphitheater. We call it the band shell, and we will have poetry readings by current
Oh,
students who created poetry. We'll meander our way across campus then to the School of Music, Hurley School of Music, and we'll hear a little bit of the upcoming opera, Dido and Aeneas. So Opera Centenary will sing a little bit from their production.
exciting.
We'll next pop over to the Marjorie Lyons Playhouse. Of course, the community knows Marjorie Lyons very well, so we'll get an opportunity to see a little bit of the theater program and some of
Nice.
what they're working on stage. Thereafter, we'll pop over to our Anderson Choral Building and hear a little bit of the Centenary Choir, and then pass a student publication called Pandora, and
Nice.
take a little bit of look at their work. And then finally, we will unveil the most exciting part of the evening. We will unveil a statue we commissioned for the bicentennial.
Oh,
We are excited for folks to see it. So it will remain veiled until the end of that event.
well,
We
that's exciting.
ideally hope it will, we're moving about and stuff, but we hope for it to last approximately 2 hours. There will be some wine and beverage. We will do an opening toast with President Holloman. And then, of course, we will finish with both Professor of Art Emeritus and alumnus Bruce Allen will unveil a statue he created for our bicentennial.
That's very exciting. So it's a little exploration on the history of the college, which is a long,
Yes,
amazing
right?
history, and all the art with the students to showcase y'all's education in arts. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
amazing.
We're
Uh,
really lucky. We have highly talented students and highly talented faculty, many of which are involved in the professional artistic scene in town. And so it's fun to bring and be Centenary's or Shreveport's college by inviting folks to campus
wow.
to enjoy what we've decades, centuries of what we have had in art.
I gotta say, I know that some of the professional artists that I personally know in the art community are graduates from Centenary, and they're some of the most talented people that I personally know. So I'm not
We
surprised.
love to hear that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic news. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Absolutely. So that will happen on April 3rd, like I said, starting at 5:30 and ideally ending with the unveiling and some refreshments around 8 p.m.,
Okay.
working its way across Centenary's campus.
All right. Is there anything specific on the stroll that will be, and you might be biased, and I understand your favorite part that you expect to see on the stroll? What's going to be your favorite
Well,
part?
I am biased, but perhaps not in an expected way. I'm really excited for folks to see the genius of the new statue that will sit in the
Oh,
center of campus and be there celebrating 200 years of education and the seeking truth through knowledge, as well as our connection to the
oh.
United Methodist Church. So
All right, guys, we're going to go on a quick break, and we will be right back after that, straight back to the video. All right, so just bear with me, and we'll be through it.
So it'll be an exciting evening for all who are able to make it.
That's awesome. Well, I
Yeah.
I definitely look forward to you guys revealing that statue. You're gonna have to send me some photos of it
Oh,
after you
absolutely.
reveal it, so that I can add it to the article, about this. And
Great. Yeah.
um,
Happy to do so.
so, Centenary College has put great effort into art education. In your
Mhm.
own words, why is art education so important?
I think art education, and of course, I teach art education and I teach teachers. And what we know now, especially scientifically, is how vital the arts are to all of our parts of our life, from
Hmm.
emotional intelligence to spiritual enjoyment to actual learning, the capacity to learn more quickly or at a higher level because you've studied art. And we believe that deeply as part of the liberal arts, those arts that free us to be the best we can be. Art certainly, whether that's music, visual art, creative writing, acting, all of those things are vital to human life, not just entertainment, truly to our health. And we're glad that it's part so vital to Centenary's campus.
It's vital to our souls, and it's
I
vital
agree.
to our culture,
Yes, ma'am.
in general. And I think, Shreveport's culture and everything that it has now is in due part from your college, I'm sure, and the education and art that you guys have dedicated
We
to
so
teaching
hope so.
students.
We surely hope
I'm
so. It
sure
is,
after 200 years, I'm sure he has had
yes,
at least some amount of influence for sure.
yeah, and we continue to work down into even younger areas. Hurley has its own preparatory programs. The
Oh,
Suzuki program will play a little bit on that evening after the unveiling of the art. We have lots of students who learn music as well as come through theater and through the museum. So we're able to touch even younger generations and spread that wealth as best we can.
yeah, I can say for sure. I need to go to the museum more. I've been there once for a show for my
Yeah.
friend Steve Zawowski. He had a exhibition there, a very
Oh, wow.
bizarre alien surrealism exhibition, and
Sounds fun.
I would really like to just, cover more of those exhibitions and maybe more of the events that you guys had. I saw that you guys did a William Shakespeare combination between the opera and
We did.
theater recently, and
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think it seems like a really cool combination for that. I
It
wish I
went
had gotten to
it
see
went
it.
really well, and it was fun that it was as it would have traditionally been outside in a public theater in the center of campus. So a Midsummer Night's Dream was really great. It went off very well this year. We
Awesome.
also
I
have
wrote an article for it, and when that's how
oh
I learned
great.
about it, I was like, yeah, this seems like a cool thing. I wish I wasn't working most of the time that it was happening, but it was. I definitely look forward to seeing more of that kind of thing going on.
Absolutely. You're always welcome. Most everything we do is actually free and open to the community. Some of the plays through Marjorie Lyons do require tickets. But
Hmm.
on the whole, we provide our art free to the community, and this event certainly will be free as well and open to the community. We do ask for RSVP, which can be found at it's Centenary 200, the letter, the numbers, Centenary
Okay.
200.com is where they can find more information on that.
I'll be sure to link it into the article that I'll write for this.
That's awesome. That's just great. We also have coming up, I don't know if it is timely, but this coming weekend, the 29th, our main library, McGale Library, is having a big festival out on the lawn. Live music, food trucks. They're doing
Okay.
what they're calling an instrument petting zoo for young folks to play around with some instruments.
Oh,
And so
nice.
that is the 29th, 1 to 3 p.m. this coming weekend, and folks are welcome to come as well.
I like that concept, the instrument
Yeah,
petting zoo.
is
I
that
like.
great?
There's always this time you look at an instrument and you want to like see what it's like to handle or play it, even if you're not good at. Like for me, I'm not great at music at all, but I just like to play with the instruments. If I like,
Yeah, yeah, they should
I
be
have a
fun.
bass just for to play around with, even though I don't know.
That's great. That's great.
All
There will
right.
be live entertainment and food and lots of games and fun too this weekend. So the Gale Fest on Saturday from 1 to 3, and then the Art Walk the following Thursday, the 3rd of April, starting at 5:30.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to say before we go to our viewers?
No, but thank you. I guess would be the only final thing I would say is thank you for connecting with us,
Oh.
and thanks to the community for connecting with us. We're here to be Shreveport Bossier's College, and we're glad when folks can come visit us.
All right, guys. So remember, support your local arts and our art education, like Centenary especially. And
Yes.
thank you so much again for talking to me. And perhaps we'll talk again in the future.
Sounds good, Brittney. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you. All right. So this is the festival that is actually happening today. It starts at 1 p.m. and it goes till 3 p.m. This is Miguel Fest. This is what he was talking about there near the end. It's going to be held at the Centenary Memorial Library, uh, J.F. Miguel Memorial Library, with the theme of Growing Together. So there will be art making, live music, family friendly activities, sing alongs, education student led reading corner with beanbag pit, and all genres of book swapping, face painting for the kids, and opportunity to get some centenary swag. That'll be cool. And there's gonna be local food trucks there as well, and a interactive exhibit from Walter B. Jacobs Wildlife Refuge featuring live animals. So, guys, if you are getting out today, I know it's a little stormy today and might not, be easy for some, but it likely is mostly indoor event. I'm sure they'll have some outdoors for the food, but you definitely go and check that out. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Centenary's 2911 Centenary Boulevard in the heart of Shreveport. And there you go. All right, guys. Hello, I'm Brittney Hazelton, and this is ArkLaTex Artistry, where we explore the arts. Oops, sorry, guys. Didn't mean to play that again. But thank you guys again for watching and sticking with me. It means a lot. It's always encouraging when I'm out in an art event or I'm doing something and someone comes up to me and is like, "Yeah, I watch your stuff." It always means a lot when I hear that. It's hard to know how far this actually reaches people, but I hope it does its job and it gets out there. So if you guys share this event, or share all my articles, share them to other people. Let's spread more about the arts in our area to others. You can email me at Brittney.Hazelton at KSLA.com if you have any story ideas, artists that you think I should cover, or you are an artist and you want me to cover what you do. Shoot me an email. I'm always up for learning more about artists in the area and art events and organizations. Um, Additionally, guys, you can also follow me on Facebook. If you look up Brittney Hazelton, if you look me up right there, you'll find me. Sizica is kind of my art name. I have a few profiles. My main profile is just me, Brittney Hazelton, with Sizica as the nickname, and that's where I post my journalism and my art, as well as just things that I'm doing and out and about in the city. So sometimes I talk about food and other things that we're doing as well, and play activities at local venues and things. So it's worth following me, and you can always chat with me. I'm always up to talk. All right, guys. Remember also follow artists, share their work, give them even just a comment or a likes, anything, any amount of support is valued by artists locally, and that support keeps them going and keeps them creating for the for the public spaces and for exhibitions. Um, and other things. Artists often are commissioned by businesses to create logos or graphics for them and T-shirt designs. Those things. If you own a business, always reach out to a local artist before you go and you get an AI to do it. It's not going to be as good. If you get or commission somebody outside of our city, look locally. Find those local people that are creating great things, and you know what? People that recognize their art will recognize it on your logo, and may draw in some more business too. All right, guys, y'all take care. Find more of these interviews on our KSLA.com under the podcast section. Or 4 articles are there and videos. Find us on Roku, Apple TV, YouTube, all the different streaming apps. You can find KSLA. You can find my stuff. All right. Take care, guys. See you Wednesday at 11 if you want the recap of this, or 12 on Saturday, every Saturday.